Hello, everyone. On this podcast episode, I want to continue talking about randomness and why you should never believe the world is random or the world is governed by random chance. There's no randomness to this world. There just can't be. Why? Because the scientific rules of this world do not behave randomly. The rules that govern this world do not behave randomly. The rules that govern the whole electromagnetic spectrum does not behave randomly. The rules that govern gravity does not behave randomly. The rules that govern the human body does not behave randomly either. So I'm going to start with the human body, for example, right? Many people believe because the world is so large, right? It has to be random. That's not true. Because the same atoms that you see all over the world, the same particles that appear all over the world, are the same particles that run the human body. Atoms. Atoms control the human body, right? So although atoms are always vibrating, right? It doesn't seem to have an effect on the human body, does it? When you want to blink your eyes always blink. When you want to move, your body always moves, right? Cells do not behave randomly, yet cells are made up of atoms, right? Your organs do not behave randomly, yet your organs are made up of atoms. Your body does not function randomly, yet your body is made up of atoms. When you want to walk, you walk. When your heart beats, it beats. And it beats at a certain rhythm until something happens to it. When you cut your arms, your arm always bleeds, whether you want it to or not. And then it forms a scab unless you have some sort of issue, some sort of biological issue with your body. Your body does not function randomly. Life does not function randomly. Every animal behaves the way it's supposed to behave. It has its own mind. When it gets hungry, it looks for something to eat. When it's full, it looks for somewhere to rest, or it stops eating. When it's tired, it rests and goes to sleep, and then it wakes up. That's what animals behave. That's how animals behave, right? Cells have the way they behave. Animals have the way they behave. Organelles have the way they behave. DNA functions in its own ways. Everything in this world has its own purpose and function, just like the human body. There are rules that govern the way cells behave. There are rules that govern the way DNA behaves. There are rules that govern the way organs in the human body and in every animal behaves. There are rules that govern the way plants behave. Plants do not behave randomly. No form of life behaves randomly. Yet, every single thing in this world, every single form of life in this world, right, is made up of atoms. So if the atoms in your body does not cause your body to behave randomly, right? The same atoms in your body are the same ones you find out there in space, are the same ones that make up the planet, are the same ones that are all over the moon, are the same ones in the sun. If these atoms do not make your body function randomly, right? Why do you think the atoms will make the world function randomly? Your body does not behave randomly. It doesn't. Your heartbeat is rhythmic and what? Non-random. Your cells have their own purpose and function. There's no randomness to the way cells behave. Each cell has its own purpose and function, and it does that well, unless something happens to it. Unless there's an exception. But that's how this world works. Every rule has an exception, but the exception to those rules are still part of the rules. The exception to a rule is also part of the rule. Why? Because if a rule does not, give you the freedom to have exceptions, there will not be exceptions. So for example, there's a rule that states that an object in motion always stays in motion. But there's an exception when the object is stopped. When the object is stopped by another object, the object can no longer stay in motion, right? But that exception is still part of the rules. The exception to the scientific laws and principles of this world are still part of the scientific laws and principles of this world. The exception to the rules of this world are still part of the rules. A human body will live for a long time unless killed. That's an exception to the rule. But the exception is still part of the rules. And you need to understand that randomness, from our perspective, is an exception to the rule, but it's not. Randomness is still part of the rules. These logical rules. Because the logical rules allows for randomness. So randomness truly isn't random because it's still part of the rules. And the rules aren't random. Gravity isn't based off randomness. Heat transfer isn't based off randomness. Atoms do not behave, randomly. There are reasons, there's a purpose and function to atoms. Atoms will not just automatically become a car. Atoms will not become a cloud. One atom will not just change into something else. An atom behaves like an atom. A human being behaves like a human. An ant behaves like an ant. A rat behaves like a rat. A planet behaves like a planet. And the galaxy behaves like a galaxy. And the universe behaves like a universe. The rules on this side of the universe are the same rules on the other side of the universe. There's no randomness to that. There's no randomness to this world whatsoever. Why? Because this world is governed by rules. It is governed by scientific principles. And these principles are permanent principles. They don't change. Randomness does not affect E equals mc squared. It won't be E equals mc squared one day, and then it'll be 2E equals mc cubed. There's no randomness to the equations of this world. There's no randomness to the scientific principles of this world. There are permanent rules. The laws of this world stays the same. So if the laws of this world never change, why do you think this world is a world governed by randomness? If the scientific principles of this world, like gravity, time, energy, atoms, if the scientific principles of this that govern this world never changes, why do you think the world is governed by randomness? A world governed by randomness would not have any scientific laws. We would not be able to understand this world if this world was governed by randomness. If this world had no logic in it, if this world wasn't controlled by some sort of intelligence, if this world wasn't intelligent in and of itself, we would not be able to understand this world. Humans cannot understand things that are random. We just can't. Because randomness means illogical. We can't understand illogical things. We just can't. Our bodies do not behave illogically. That's why we can understand it. That's why there's scientific studies on the human body, because the human body does not behave randomly. A cell will always function like a cell. DNA will always function like DNA. RNA will always function like RNA. And your organs will always function like your organs. Your heart will not automatically change into a lung. Your heart will always behave like your heart. Your lungs will always behave like your lungs. Your arms will always behave like your arms. There's no randomness to that. Your fingers will always behave like your fingers. Your hair will always behave like your hair. No matter how many atoms are in your body, no matter how many times those atoms vibrate randomly, right? No matter how many times those atoms vibrate randomly, your brain still functions exactly the same. Your mind still functions exactly the same. So obviously, the randomness to these atoms, the vibration of these atoms do not affect your mind. They do not affect the logic of your mind. They do not affect the rules that govern your mind. Just like they do not affect the rules of physics. The laws of physics cannot be changed. They're permanent laws. We can't change them. Randomness itself can't change physics, can't change the laws of physics. Randomness itself cannot change the laws that govern your body. It can't. If the laws that govern your bodies are random, why do you think the laws that govern the world are random? Why do you think this world is governed by randomness? If the rules that govern this world aren't random, right? Why do you think the world is random? Why do you think this world was created by random chance? It can't be created by random chance because this world does not behave randomly. This world has strict rules that govern every single thing. Strict scientific principles that govern every single thing in this world. There's no randomness to gravity. There's no randomness to physics. There's no randomness to biology. Your cells will always function like your cells. Your brain will always function like a brain. Your legs will always function like your legs. There's no randomness to that. Gravity on Earth will always function exactly the same. Unless something happens to the planet. If something doesn't happen to the planet, the gravity will always be the same. But that exception to the rule is still part of the rule. And that's what you need to understand. Randomness is still part of the rule. It is not true. There's no real randomness to this world. It is an illusion, a complete illusion. This world is a world of order. This world is a world governed by intelligence. Because rules means logic. The scientific principles of this world are logical rules. And logic implies intelligence. And because this world is governed by intelligent rules, logical rules, it means this world is a logical world. This world is an intelligent world. This world is a world governed by intelligence, not randomness. There is no randomness to this world. It only appears random because we don't know how it works. When you don't know how something works, only then will you believe it's based off randomness. Like I've always stated in my podcast episode, this is a world of duality. The more illogical you are, the more the world will appear illogical from your perspective. The more logical you are, the more logical this world will appear from your perspective. The more intelligent you are, the more you'll see the intelligence in this world. The more you see the scientific principles that govern this world. The less intelligent you are, the less you'll be able to understand the scientific principles that govern this world. The more this world will appear unintelligent from your perspective. So if you're someone who believes this world is an illogical world governed by randomness, it is not the world that's random. It's you. If you believe this world is an illogical world, it's not the world that's illogical. It's you. And if you believe the Bible, it's illogical. It's not the Bible that's illogical. It's you. Your intelligence level determines how you see the world. The more intelligent you are, the more you see the scientific principles that govern this world. The more you'll be able to understand the scientific principles that govern this world, the more you'll be able to see the logic that governs this world. The less intelligent you are, the harder it is for you to understand how this world works. The more you believe this world is an illogical world governed by randomness. It is not the world that's random. It's your mind. It's your perspective. When you can't solve a puzzle, you will always believe the puzzle can't be solved. And it's a puzzle. It's an illogical puzzle. When you can't solve a puzzle, you always believe it's an illogical puzzle. But just because you can't solve a puzzle does not mean somebody else can't solve that puzzle. Just because you're not logical enough to solve a puzzle does not mean somebody else isn't logical enough to solve that puzzle. And it doesn't mean the puzzle was created randomly and the puzzle works by random chance. This world is a massive puzzle. Because of that, the people who can't understand this world will always believe it's a world created by random chance, while those who are intelligent enough to understand it will know that this world is a logical world governed by logical scientific principles, not random chance. There's no randomness to this world because your body does not behave randomly, and your body is part of this world. The part can never be greater than the whole. Humans can never be more intelligent than the world, but the whole can always be greater than the part. The world will always be more intelligent than humans, but humans can never be more intelligent than the world itself. Humans can never be more conscious than the world, because the part can never be greater than the whole, meaning consciousness itself is an innate property of the world. The world is conscious. That's why humans are conscious. The world has energy. That's why humans have energy. The world has a mind. That's why humans have a mind. Our minds came from the world. Our intelligence came from the world. Our awareness came from the world. Our senses came from the world. Everything we have in this world comes from the world itself. So we can't say we have something more than the world. We can never be more intelligent than ourselves. And the world is us. The part of something can never be greater than its entirety. So you need to know you're living inside an intelligent being, just like you. Your body has atoms, yet your body behaves intelligently. This world has atoms. This world behaves intelligently, just like you. In the beginning was the world, and the world was with God, and the world was God. This world is God. And this phrase that comes from the Bible is accurate. Why? Because the whole can always say the part is part of it. Right? So let me rephrase the phrase. In the beginning was the world, and the world was with God, and the world was God. In the beginning was the whole, and the whole was with the part, and the whole was the part. That's exactly what that phrase in the Bible is stating. You're living inside God. The world is with God because the world is God. In the beginning was your DNA, and your DNA was with you, and your DNA was you. That's what that phrase is saying. In the beginning were your cells, and your cells were with you, and your cells were you. It's a fact. Your cells are you. but you can also not be your cells. Your organs are you, but you're not your organs, yet your organs are you. The part can never be greater than the whole, yet the part will always be part of the whole. In the beginning was your lungs. Your lungs were with you, and your lungs were you. It's a fact. Your lungs are part of your body. They are with you because they are a part of your body. And they are you because it's 100% fact. Your DNA is you. Your lungs are you. These are the things that make up you. So they will always be you. The world is a part of God. The world is intelligent. The world is God. There's no difference between the world and God. Just like there's no difference between your DNA and you. There's no difference between your heart and you. You are one and the same, yet you're also separate. The part and the whole are one and the same, yet they're also separate things. That's what you need to realize. You're living inside God because you are part of God. That's why God is omnipresent. When you're everything, you become the world. And God is the world we live in. God is the intelligent world we live in. You cannot be more intelligent than the world. You can never be more intelligent than God. God is the world. And the world is God. Just like you are the world. And the world is you. You can never separate yourself from the world. The world will always be you. It will always be you. So you can never be more intelligent than yourself. You can never be more intelligent than the world. Stop believing you're living inside a world that is less intelligent than you are. It just can't be less intelligent than you because the part can never be greater than the whole. You can never be more intelligent than the world that makes up your body. The world makes up your body. Stop separating your body and the world. Stop separating the human race from the world because the human race is the world. You need to realize that. The world is intelligent. That's why humans are intelligent. The world is conscious. That's why humans are conscious. The world can think. That's why humans can think. The world has energy. That's why humans have energy. Everything we know and love comes from the world. Because everything we know and love is the world. And the world was with God. And the world was God. You need to realize that. The world was God. So that's it for today's podcast episode. I pray for everyone's safety and understanding. Amen.